Now, how when you have that kind of files and you start moving them around? Because if I move a compressed file from a compressed folder to a non-compressed, what will happen? Or the other way around? That is a little bit tricky. If you copy a file from a compressed folder to another folder, you will inherit the value of the folder you're copying to. Meaning, if you take a compressed file, copy it to an uncompressed folder, the file will be decompressed and be the full size. If you take an uncompressed, copy it to a compressed folder, it will be compressed. Whenever you copy the folder, the destination folder decides what it does. If I move a file, it retains the value of the old file. So if I move a file from a compressed folder to a whatever folder, it will still be compressed. If I move a file from an uncompressed folder to a whatever folder, it will be uncompressed. Moving is like cutting and pasting, or the move command within a command line. So it retains the value where it comes from. And if I do a copy between volumes, meaning I do a copy or a move between volume, that is cut and paste from C drive to D drive. Doesn't matter what the old value is, it inherits the value of the target folder. So, how can you remember those rules? Actually, quite easy. To do that, you need to understand a little bit about how a folder system, a file system works. You have a C drive. You have a number of folders. In this folder, you have a number of files. We have a target folder down here. If I want to copy a file, copy from here to here, what is actually happening? You read this one into memory, then you write down here a new copy. Actually, you write a new file. This is generating new data on your disk. So this one will inherit. Meaning it will take the settings of this one and put onto the file. The folder decides. Okay, what happens if I take the file from here and move down here? Cut and paste. If this is my disk, the reading means I have a file here. And then I write a new file. I have a file here. Then I make a copy. That means I write a new file and say this file is now there. But if I move the file, what happens if I move is I don't touch this file at all. I actually just move this one. So say you are not on this directory anymore. You are now down here. But the file here is not touched. The file is not touched at all. What I do is I move the pointer that when the file says your name is this and that and that, you are in this directory. I take that pointer and moves it down here and points to the same file. Which means this file is not read, it is not written. Nothing is changed inside. So whatever setting it has regarding compression, that kind of stuff, is the same. Whereas here it has a setting up here, then I read those files into memory, write it back here, and then I make a new pointer to that file. So because of that, this folder decides what is the setting of this file. Okay, what if I am actually doing a copy or a move from one disk to another? That is, I want to make a copy of this file over here. Well, I have to read this file, write a new file over here, generate a new pointer from here to that file. I have read those data, I've written them in a new folder. The folder decides the settings. Okay, take a move of a file, all those lines. take a move. Say I have a file here, stored on the disk somewhere, and there is a pointer to it. I want to move it over here, to another directory that points to file over here. I have to read this file into memory, write a new file over here, make a pointer to that one and say it's now in this folder. Actually not this folder, on the D drive, some folder down here. It's now here. Once that is done, I can say, oh, it's a move. So that file is now deleted here. Meaning I read and write the file. I have to use the settings of the target folder. The only place where it actually retains is the move within a disk, because the only thing I do here is move the pointer. The file itself is not touched.